Mercury are not dead yet. Losers by 7 at home to the New York Liberty in game 1. Going on the road to Brooklyn for game 2. And the Merc put on a show.
Here's Ionescu on the drive, able to scoop it in. Here's Copper, who's been a Finals MVP as well. Bonner on the drive, able to adjust midair. DeWanna Bonner. Weak side board collected by Phoenix, and another chance here.
Same set.
Zabali barrels in and lays it home again. For Phoenix, it is 4. Phoebish in the corner. No. Rebound. Stewart able to lay it in after a couple of Phoenix deflections. Zabali. Oh, baby. She's feeling it early.
But it was the same set. The on-ball screen came. She just chose not to use it.
Phoenix shooting it 52% from the floor. Wow. Nobody guards Thomas, and New York needs a timeout. An absolutely dominant performance from the Phoenix Mercury here in Brooklyn as the Mercury force a win or go home. Game 3, Friday night in Phoenix.
Back to the desert for game 3 after the Phoenix Mercury outscored the New York Liberty by 14 points in the second quarter to take control of that game. They win by 26 over the champs on their home floor to get a series tied up now at 1-1. Alyssa Thomas, 15 points, not close to a triple-double that we've come so accustomed to seeing with her over the course of the last couple of months. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists for Alyssa Thomas. 15 points for Satou Sabally. Great bounce-back game by Satou Sabally after she went 2 for 17. Couldn't buy a basket in game 1 of this series, as you heard the announcer say. Got hot early for this club. And then big points off the bench. As always, DeWanna Bonner, solid. 14 points, 8 rebounds in 21 minutes. Kate Westbeld, 10 points off the bench, hitting 2 3-point shots. And the defense was the story in this ball game, holding the New York Liberty to 30% shooting overall from the floor and getting 10 steals in this ball game. Did the Phoenix Mercury on their way to an 86-60 win in game number 2. Let's hear from Alyssa Thomas on Satou bouncing back from that bad game 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a lot of talk about her last game and, what percentage she shot. But, I said it earlier in media that if you haven't had a game like that, then you haven't been playing at the highest level. And we have the utmost confidence in her, and we knew that she was going to come out and do her thing tonight.
Guys, stars got to bounce back. Stars got to bounce back when you have a night like that. That was great to see from Satou Sabally.
Again, you only get about 2 shots to land last time out. This time, she was even waving off the screen on a set play, and she said, I think I can get this one. And then when she nailed it, she just went ahead and started clapping her hand like, yeah, no, okay, I'm back. I'm going to hit my shots tonight. And the better part of it is that everybody contributed. Only 2 starters didn't score in double figures, that being Natasha Mack and Monique McConney. And then you get DeWanna Bonner scoring 14 off the bench, Westbeld scoring 10 off the bench, and a lot of it was just efficient shooting from beyond the arc. That's the thing that this Mercury team needs if they want to beat teams that have like these Breanna Stewarts, these paint defenders and these paint minders, that they need to spread out the shots a little bit.
And on the other side of the ball, guys, we spent the first month of this WNBA season talking about the improved Mercury defense and how they were going to hang their hat on stopping people as opposed to trying to just outrun them. Hasn't really been the topic, DK. We've been talking a lot about triple-doubles, less about that team defense. They've obviously had people in and out of the lineup throughout the course of the regular season. But certainly that game in New York, they showed up on D. Was it 30%?
Yeah.
That they shot? I mean, that's how you get it done. Now, we all know that their superstar player, 4-time college player of the year, 3-time WNBA player of the year, Stewie's
Playing on a
not
bad knee.
not exactly at 100%.
Right.
Wouldn't even call her at 50%. But it's not so much to me what they did to take Stewie out of the game. It's like Dragon Ball said. It's all the other players because that's a proud defending champion franchise. And the Mercury just went to their building and shut them down, DK.
Yeah, Sabrina Ionescu, they made her night miserable. 3 of 13 overall. 1 of 8 from three-point land, just 9 points for Sabrina Ionescu. AT on the defense, setting the tone right from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, I think we did a good job the first game. We had a little bit of slippage that, like I said, we needed to clean up. But, yeah, we wanted to, send this to a game 3. And I think you could feel it out there tonight. Every possession, every loose ball, every rebound, we were fighting like it was, the last one. So we weren't ready for our season to be over. And now, heading to game 3.
There you go, heading to game 3. Back in Phoenix, we mentioned Satu Sabli and just not the bounce back offensively, but doing other things as well. 4 assists, 4 steals to go along with those 15 points and 7 rebounds for Satu. Kalia Copper, 5 of 9 from the floor. She had 14 points. Ka, after the game, on how she was happy with the mid-season acquisitions that this team got. Obviously, one of those being Duana Bonner on the bench.
I was looking to add them too, so
She was playing the GM in the off season.
I was looking to add them too. So, I mean, I guess the vision was great. Nah, I think just wanting to go out and get like experience, and then wanting to get great players. I think great players want to play with other great players, and the vision was to win now. Losing big pieces, losing the cornerstones of the organization. We didn't want to be in a rebuild to say. We wanted to go get some great players, and we wanted to win immediately. So I think they did an incredible job with getting great players and then surrounding us with amazing players. I think our rookies, they play a huge part in our success, especially earlier in the season with me being out, Sa being out a little, AT being out a little. I think they did an incredible job with the start of the season. I think that's what you want as far as the other players, but I think it's not just about us. I think everybody makes it go. So I'm super happy for what the front office did.
Well, and it's interesting because you look back at last year's team, and we talk about the acquisition of Kalia Copper to go along with Diana Taurasi and Brittany Grine, and we thought, oh, okay, that's the player that they've brought in to try to, quote, win now, like you said, like you heard Kalia Copper say there. But again, that was an older group of players. Diana was on her way out. Brittany's kind of at the tail end of her career. They had to turn this thing over. Kalia was kind of the main piece of that last year. Now she comes in maybe as the lead dog, but they go out and get these other veteran experienced players who have been there, done that. Alyssa Thomas, Satu Sabli out of Dallas, and then you add Duana Bonner at the deadline or at the middle of the season in a trade, and now you've got a younger core that you can put out there to potentially not only win a championship this year, and again, the odds are still against them, but that you've got a younger core maybe to potentially go after a title next year or the year after that.
And we talked a lot about those 27-year-old rookies coming from Europe, DK. The thing about having injuries to your star players is if you have young people who get bright-eyed and don't really know what they're doing or just trying to figure out the ropes, that's scary. But having those vets come in, DK, and having the ability to get in that rotation maybe a little bit earlier than they might have due to some of those injuries. Ka was out to start the year, right?
Yeah.
That amount of experience lends itself to games like we saw yesterday where all the rotation players, even players who haven't been in the Mercury uniform for very long, felt very comfortable in their roles. Everybody locking in on defense. Just a really solid unit overall. The star power from last year's team. There may be nobody ever put on a Mercury uniform like Diana Taurasi. Maybe nobody to play in the WNBA like Diana Taurasi. We all know what Griner's done. But this group, DK, this group is playing together. And I got to talk really quick about Kalia Copper. Last year, what was he, 22, 23 points a game?
Yeah.
I mean, second, third in the WNBA. This year, I don't see her forcing shots at all. I just see her. She's not interested in being the third leading scorer in the WNBA. She's just out there making winning plays. And when you have that kind of leadership from someone who's capable of putting up 20 any night, but is just there to win games, I mean, it's really contagious. And AT is the epitome of a team player. She's just there to do whatever it takes to get the job done.
There you go. There you go. So game 3 tomorrow night here in the desert, 6 o'clock tip-off. A winner for Phoenix will allow them to get to the semifinals where the Minnesota Lynx will await. The Lynx aced out the Golden State Valkyries last night. Yeah, that was a good game. That was a good game down the stretch. They were down big double digits in the first half and went on a huge run there in third and the fourth quarter to come back and steal that game from the Valkyries. But a great first season for Golden State. And boy, and I thought I saw a tweet from somebody that said that fan base has set the tone for what fan bases need to be in this league. Man, they call it Valhalla or Ballhalla or whatever it is they call it up there, and they turned the building purple, and it looks great, and they've done a great job. We've got a U of A grad that's working in the front office up there, who I used to work with here at IMG College, who's doing great things. She came over from the Golden State Warriors, and they've really built a solid franchise there, and one that you're going to have to deal with moving forward. So don't think you can sleep on your laurels, because that team's coming. That team at Golden State's coming, and you're going to have to deal with them in the years to come. All right, DK on the Sports Tip. We've got a short show today, as we always do on Thursdays, because we got NFL Thursday Night Football. The start of the NFL week 3 is on the horizon. It is the Miami Dolphins, who are in a world of hurt right now at 0-2. That Mike McDaniel might be on the hot seat if they don't have a good showing tonight, and they probably are not, because they're on the road in Buffalo, which is not an easy place to win, to say the least.
Not an easy place to win, and not a very good feeling around that locker room right now. You got a lot of people that are probably getting pretty perturbed over the lack of success they've had. First week, they couldn't get anything done on offense. Second week, they couldn't stop anybody on defense. And it ended up coming down to being out of bounds by the single cleat of a heel that almost won them the game against the Patriots last week. And if you go down 0-3, 2 losses in division, not a good place right there for Mike McDaniel and the rest of the Dolphins.
And nobody gets perturbed like Dolphins fans.
And nobody gets perturbed, especially Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill looked very upset in his last couple of games with Tua Tagovailoa as his quarterback.
No, man, there was that one pass late where he just kind of sailed it over his head, and then Tyreek was showing his frustration.
Threw a temper
for
tantrum.
Sure. Oh, yeah. 10 catches, 149 yards this season, but not happy, stripped of his captainship as well. And they're an 11-point underdog tonight against the Buffalo Bills in Orchard Park, New York. 520-848-1290. If you want to get in, I've got a couple of top plays on that game coming up for you. We'll get those in before we leave today. Joined by the 4th member of our program, Cricket is here. This is going to be our last show of the week. We are going to take tomorrow off. It is the bye week, so we're going to go on by and get a Friday with no shows. So Cricket, as you always know, so I guess we can say it. Cricket, can we say it? You going to give us permission to say it?
You can say whatever you want.
I can?
Well, be careful.
Okay.
You never know who's listening.
Exactly right. You cannot say whatever you want anymore.
You can, but there might be
relative.
You cannot say whatever you want anymore. But we can say this. It is the weekend.
Almost.
Well, I guess like half the staff went to the movies today, so they're
look. We
are primarily. They didn't invite us.
No.
What did they go see?
No, I think they went and saw Naked Gun, like a movie from the '90s or something.
No, it's a new
version?
Leslie Nielsen version. Yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I will say this: we're a college. We represent the University of Arizona.
Right.
Smart university students begin their weekend Thursday night.
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely.
Yeah,
We're
Make
We're
your
right on
schedule.
task.
If you make your own schedule, you know that Thursday is the actual Friday.
Yeah,
It is
and you
the
know
day.
that you don't want to take any classes on Friday morning.
Nothing earlier than 8 a.m. Nothing earlier than 10 a.m.
To say,
Nothing
okay,
early.
10 a.m. Maybe even not before noon.
No, exactly. that was
Sleep
nothing
in.
before noon was
Sleep in.
the way that I was going.
That's
for
how you
sure.
rolled?
No classes. I think my senior year I didn't have any classes on Friday. I was like, I'm not taking any classes on Friday
Good for you.
whatsoever. All right, but we got happenings happenings here in Southern Arizona this weekend. Want to make sure you know what's going on. I think I know Oktoberfest is happening, I heard.
Rocktoberfest.
Is it Rocktoberfest?
Yeah.
What else we got happening there, Chris?
Well, this goes on all year, but Saturday is opening day of the corn maze at Apple Annie's in Wilcox.
Ooh.
So, you can go race the corn maze. You, of
Halloween
course,
already?
I know. It feels like, is it fall, y'all?
Yeah.
As the kids
What, you don't
say.
got pumpkins at your local grocery store? Because they're all over my
Oh, yeah, they absolutely are.
I've had to make trips to Spirit already. I've already had to make trips to Spirit.
I love that. I think pumpkins are going to be available at Apple Annie's a little bit later this month, but always they've got great produce. Don't forget to get your apple pie. You can plan your trip at appleannies.com. And like DK said, Rocktoberfest at Union Public House on Saturday night. There's a Stein hoisting contest, a brat eating contest, and some good old rock and roll live music from The Dirt. More details, by the way, wildcatsradio1290.com. Saturday night, the Sabino Canyon Crawler doing, of course, a night tour. And also Saturday night, the Rocky Horror Picture Show at the Loft Cinema on Speedway.
Oh, yes. My wife has never seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show. She's got that on her list. She's like, we've got to go see this because I've never seen it. And I'm like, seriously? You've never seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show? Who's seen it?
I haven't.
You haven't seen it either?
Nope.
J-Dub?
Bro, we've talked about this. My sister Sydney
your
was
sister
invited
was
to the
invited,
20th
right,
anniversary and the 30th anniversary because she's so prominent acting in New York City in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
I'm familiar.
Yeah, so definitely get out and see the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It is it's a must. It's like a bucket list
And don't
kind of thing.
do not do research before you go.
No.
Just go.
Sit in the front row.
Enjoy it.
Just
Right.
go and just not know what you're getting yourself into and just go.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
my advice.
Do you need and what do you dress up? Do you want to you got to dress up, right? That used to be what they did back in the day.
If you dress up,
They would dress up.
It depends if this is your first showing.
Yeah.
Don't dress up if it's your first showing. Just enjoy it. If it's a second or a third or a fourth
Or a
then
10th.
10th, then you go ahead and dress up as your favorite characters
Right.
and be a part of the fan experience. But don't make it about you. Let the movie do its magic.
There
Don't
you
make
go.
a scene if you're a newbie. I've heard that story before. I've heard that story.
All right, Cricket will be back in the 4 o'clock hour with a few more things happening this weekend. Right now, she's getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
And from the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Broadway and Country Club major crash occurred there at Country Club and Broadway. That intersection closed. Travel being diverted away from the intersection of Country Club and Broadway. North of that intersection, Speedway and Country Club is either a stalled or a stopped car hauler blocking eastbound Speedway at Country Club. And also to the northwest side, wreck on Cortera west of Shannon McGee. And there is a slight chance of rain as always and some cooler temps expected this weekend. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Primatene Mist.
During an asthma attack, every second feels like an eternity. Primatene Mist works fast. It's clinically shown to open airways quickly, providing quick relief of mild symptoms of intermittent asthma. Get the #1 FDA-approved over-the-counter asthma inhaler. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again.
AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall is your premier automotive destination in town. Explore the new 2025 Honda models and extensive collection of pre-owned vehicles. Experience no-hassle financing and our no-haggle one-price selection. Visit AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall today.
This is Ron. I'm the president of Alaskan AC. Our main job is keeping you comfortable, and we hope that puts a smile on your face. But we recently met someone we just made smile just by being on the radio.
I giggle every time I hear you guys come on. My daughter laughs at me because I can hear the jingle start and I immediately turn the volume up.
That's our new friend Charisse. Not a customer, just somebody who needed a laugh, and we just happened by.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. I fell into a very dark depression. You guys make me so happy, so I can't say thank you enough. I really, truly can't.
That's awesome. No matter how we made you happy, we just want to say thanks. You're the reason we've been keeping Arizona chill since 1972.
The Grizz cracks me up. And I've actually repeated it to people because some of them don't know who you guys are. So I have to say, oh, you have to listen to them. They're so funny.
Reach out anytime at AlaskanAC.com.
Football season is here. Oh, man. Believe has the podcast to enhance your football experience. From the pros.
One of the most interesting quarterback rooms.
To college.
Michigan is set at 8.5 wins.
To fantasy.
If you feel that way, why didn't you trade him?
Become a better fan and listen to the football podcasts from Believe.
Just search Believe. That's BLEAV podcast.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
My hero.
To advertise up to 40% off at Tobacco Barn, paying no city or state sales tax, and saving up to $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com, I'm going to jump from this airplane at 30,000 feet.
I hope he's careful.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products. You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation.
Wait, where's the ripcord?
And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Oh no, he forgot his parachute. I did it. Hooray! That's why I'm Captain Tobacco. Captain, you seem a little shorter. I prefer vertically challenged, my dear.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Or did everyone else get taller?
Oh, brother.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's your shot at winning $1,000. It's $5K a day on Wildcats Radio 1290. Text the national keyword MORE right now to 95819. That's MORE to 95819. We'll text you back to confirm your entry. Data and message rates may apply. Please don't text and drive.
Your shot at $5K a day is happening now. Listen for the national keyword 5 times each weekday. Then text the keyword to 95819. 5 winners, $1,000 each. $5K a day.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. The defending WNBA champion New York Liberty were all set to advance to the playoff semifinals last night, but the Phoenix Mercury had other plans. With their season on the line, Phoenix went on the road and dominated New York 86-60. The Mercury had 5 players score in double figures as they forced a decisive Game 3. The Liberty, led by head coach Sandy Brondello, will now have to regroup in order to defend their title.
You know, we turned the ball over and gave them easy baskets in transition, and just went away from what was working for us the first game. But we know what we need to do, and now we're going back. It's just a elimination game. So that's it. We just got to prepare for that. Stay confident. We're a way better team than what we showed, and that's what we'll do. We'll focus on being better.
Game 3 in Phoenix between the Mercury and the Liberty will be on Friday night. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Olivia Harlan-Decker on Westwood One.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No!
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Straight Talk presents The Math of More. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Win on Wednesday night for your Phoenix Mercury in Game 2 of their first-round series with the New York Liberty, 86-60, turning a 7-point home loss into a 26-point road win. Let's talk to the lady that calls the games locally for the Phoenix Mercury, Ann Schatz, joining us now. And Ann, appreciate you taking a few minutes. A big turnaround there, and really, this is a team that has really categorized its entire season on how they play at the defensive end of the floor. And boy, did they raise that back to their regular season level in Game 2 on Wednesday night.
David, it was really, really impressive. You love the fact that they were scoring 80-plus points. But you bring up the key that I guarantee was the theme in the locker room pre-halftime and post-game, and that was defense. It was swarming like I haven't seen in a while. There was a connection. There was a help side. There was pounding of the boards. It was all coming together, and boy, did that result. After the Mercury really started mopping up on the defensive boards, did that result in some runouts? It was all connected.
You know, obviously the Liberty, a lot of was said before the game, whether or not how much Brianna Stewart was going to be able to go, what her availability was going to be for them. What did you see from this Mercury team and how they defended her when she was out there?
Well, first of all, you knew Stewie was going to play. As soon as the doctor said, hey, you're good to go, there's no way that a professional and a champion like Stewie wasn't going to go. But you also know she's not 100%. There was no question about that. So it's not like you're trying to cheap shot her or you're trying to get that knee to flare up again, but you're really putting bodies on her. You're really taking away her mobility and her ability to either get downhill to the rim or get that lateral step that allows her to elevate. She wasn't on her game. There's no way she could be with that injury. I'm impressed that she, said, let's go. But the Mercury took her out of her game and, took everybody starting for the Liberty out of their game. Nobody in double figures for the Liberty in terms of their starters. Yeah. That's impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. 9 points by Sabrina Ionescu, the leader, at least amongst the starters, with Emma Messiman getting 11 off the bench to lead that squad. We're chatting with Ann Schatz. She is the play-by-play announcer for the Phoenix Mercury. Game 3 of this first-round series coming up Friday night at PHX Arena. Alyssa Thomas, what more can we say about what she has done really over the course of this season, coming over to this franchise? And I thought it was interesting what Nate said after the game last night. Just kind of called her a visionary, like somebody that just totally understands the game of basketball. What's most impressed you from what you've seen for her and how she's adapted into this new situation?
Well, I think Nate just could not wait to get his hands on a player like Alyssa Thomas who can do so many things. Obviously, that point forward, ball's in her hands, or she's going to go down and post up on you, but she wants the ball in her hands to do all those creative things to get others involved or to get herself a decent shot, within her range. And then, of course, she'll play anywhere defensively down on the other end. I think one of the things that impressed me the most, David, was how she handled the missed game-winning layup in Game 1. That's what I thought, okay, there is that player I want in the bunker, in the foxhole with me every step of the way. She was totally at peace with how that played out. Of course, she understands she makes that layup literally with the second left 90 out of 100 times, maybe 95 out of 100 times. That acrobatic spin move, her signature move down low in the paint, and then the ability to finish. Her reaction after that miss, I think, tells you everything you need to know about Thomas. In that, she understands she missed it. Life goes on. There's another game a couple of nights later. She'll be ready to go. And she was in beast mode. I thought that was as impressive as anything in terms of how she handles setbacks and prepares going forward and not dwelling in the muck.
And Satu Sabali obviously bouncing back 2 for 17. I mean, that was real tough to see in game one. But the other things that she did, 4 assists, 4 steals, I mean, and contributing just in so many other different ways versus just scoring.
You nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. Her defense was as good as it's been all season long. Of course, you love to see her score because, frankly, this club needs the big three to be in double figures. It really does. And obviously that includes Satu. So check that box. She got right back on it. When the Mercury make that big push in the second quarter, she's scoring 7 straight points. Okay, but you nailed it. It was her getting others involved, the steals, the disruptions in the passing lane, the rebounds. That's where you saw the magic of the unicorn. I think in terms of defense, it was as good as it gets from her side of things, and that's a good sign for Phoenix.
Mercury broadcaster Ann Schatz is our guest. I want to talk a little bit about Ann, about Kahleah Copper, just because obviously this was your first season here, but last year she was kind of the star. She was kind of the focal point, and then there was the injury to begin this season with the new players coming in, Alyssa Thomas and Satu Sabali. How do you think she's adjusted to kind of not being the lead dog this year?
I think, and again, you bring up great points that, you know, when you go to practice every day, David, you can understand and see if there's going to be any fissures, any cracks, any kind of, wonder what's going on over there. Never. Copper wanted those two in her camp, Satu and AT. Copper knows that as good as she is, she ain't going anywhere unless she gets those kind of co-lead sled dogs. And, you know, she's out there recruiting Sawtooth, and boom, gets that done. And the second she understands that AT is coming into the fold, now she understands, okay, now we're going to play some defense too. We're going to have fun on both ends of the floor because, as Dewana Bonner says, if you don't play defense, you don't play on the same floor as Alyssa Thomas. Copper loves that. Copper loves the challenge of being better, of elevating her game on both ends. And I think she, and everybody's watching how she's going to welcome these new studs. Everybody's watching. Kai, you've got company now in terms of, you know, that high-flying act and, you know, grabbing the headlines, that kind of thing. And I think she embraced the stardom that comes with Satu Sabali and Alyssa Thomas. And I don't think Ka Copper has missed a beat. And you see her game getting back to where she needs it to be after the interruption in training camp with the surgery and then the interruption around the All-Star break with the hamstring.
And before we let you go, you know, we were talking to Nate a few weeks ago. We had him on the show, and he was talking about, obviously, what the facility and how that's really been able to set Phoenix apart. And I wasn't even aware they had built their own facility. I was up at a Diamondbacks game a few weeks ago, and I just drove by and got out and walked around. Walk us through what that facility has done for this organization.
You know, it opened about, I don't know, 13 months ago, 14 months ago, David. And obviously the big splash when it opened in July of 24, it was, as it should have been, big splash. But what these players have been able to get used to, if you will, with a ton of gratitude. This isn't some, you know, silver spoon thing where they're saying, well, wait a second, what else are we getting? This is Christmas came mighty early for this team. And these women are so appreciative of everything that is afforded them, David, to keep them healthy, to help them recover, to make sure that their nutrition is exactly where it should be, and that their fitness level is where it should be in this grind of a WNBA season. This facility gives them all that in the comfort of, you know, it's kind of their own kingdom. We all visit at practice or to do an interview or what have you, but this is theirs. They call it their own. And this is where I think they've come together as a team, not just physically because of all the wonderful trappings that facility affords, but just because it's theirs and they're in community with each other in that wonderful place.
Ann Schatz, she calls the games for the Phoenix Mercury, and we really do appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us. Looking forward to Game 3 on Friday night.
David, thank you for having me. And Friday is going to be absolutely bat-you-know-what crazy.
Yeah, let's see if we can fill up the PHX and make it really loud for these ladies. Thank you, Ann. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bat you know what, crazy. That is what it's going to be Friday night. Now, we were talking about what Nate Tibbetts said there about Alyssa Thomas. I want you to hear what he said. He was asked in the postgame last night just about her ability to make the right play at the right time, and if that's something that they work on. Is that just her and how she sees the game? Here's what Nate Tibbetts said about Alyssa Thomas.
That's a beautiful mind, is what that is. I think she's just a savant when it comes to knowing the game. She's one of the stars that probably gets overlooked because she's not a big-time scorer. But what she does as a leader and toughness at the defensive end, and then offensively, the plays that she can see, she sees things that others don't. And I've just really enjoyed coaching her.
Yeah, a savant. That's what you get.
It's also
Alyssa Thomas.
A little bit like a Andre Iguodala type player, right? Because you're talking about a person who's not interested, DK, in making everybody know that she's the best player on the court. That's not what she's out there for. She's out there to get wins. And if you make the right basketball play, any sport, doesn't matter what the sport is we're talking about, it's about reading the game, having the vast knowledge of your whole life of playing it, and then within those fine moments, especially playoff moments, of just reading what the defense has given you, reading what the offense needs, and making the correct play with that, setting up your teammate, whether that's calling your own number, whatever it is at that moment. And Alyssa Thomas is the epitome of that to me, DK, because you don't see her. I mean, that offhand comment she had earlier this year when the reporter asked her about scoring and how her scoring was up, and she's like, "Yeah, well, I was leading scorer in my college's history."
Exactly.
By the way, she's not that person out there beating her chest, telling everybody how great she is. She's just there to win games, the epitome of a team player.
And how about and we never really talked about this because I think it might have been going into a short week or something. But how about Brenda Fries, Arizona alum, basketball alum, bringing the whole Maryland team out to the game when they played at D.C. A few weeks ago? I thought that was really cool. Really cool move by Brenda Fries to bring the entire Maryland women's basketball team out there to see obviously the best player, the best scorer in the history of their program.
Hey, ladies, you want to see what it takes to get there?
Exactly.
Look out there.
Exactly. Look out there. And all the other things. She scored here, but now look at all the other things that she does to help her team compete at a high level. DK on the sports tip, 520-848-1290. Want to hear your thoughts on the Mercury. I've got BetMGM Network top plays. We've got another team that's clinched a playoff spot in Major League Baseball. All of that coming up. We've got you till 4:30. NFL football, Miami Dolphins, Buffalo Bills straight ahead. Courtesy of Westwood One. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Swan and Broadway, Broadway Boulevard and Swan. New collision reported at Broadway and Swan. I-10 near Wentworth Road, brush fire reported eastbound side of I-10 near Wentworth Road. Expect to see fire crews on scene. At Broadway and Country Club in Broadway, earlier serious collision. The intersection is blocked. There is a 40% chance of rain into the overnights, and tomorrow 93 also with a chance of rain. 96 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders.
Eli Manning here. There's nothing like football and King's Hawaiian Sliders. There's something about those soft, fluffy, irresistible King's Hawaiian Sliders that make them a winner on game day. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your grocery store. King's Hawaiian. There's nothing like it.
This new year, I want to spend more time with my family, get healthier, and make sure my finances are in order. That includes finally securing life insurance. My friend recommended SelectQuote. They've helped more than 2 million people find coverage in the last 40 years. In 15 minutes, a licensed insurance agent found me a $500,000 policy for only $16 a month. And my husband got a $500,000 policy for only $18 a month. Plus, we qualified for same-day life insurance. No medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With SelectQuote, even if you have a health concern, be it high blood pressure, diabetes, even heart disease, their experienced agents can find you the right life insurance policy at the lowest price. Make life insurance the first resolution you check off your list this year.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-989-4040 to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-989-4040. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-989-4040. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Whether you're new to Arizona or you've been driving here for decades, we all share the same roads and the same extreme driving conditions like extreme Arizona heat, extremely large potholes, some extremely flooded roads, and there's always extremely distracted drivers, pedestrians, and that guy who drives a scooter backwards into oncoming traffic. You're driving in the world's largest video game, stopping, starting, turning, heating up, and cooling down. And that's just your afternoon commute. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's 14 award-winning locations have been helping drivers just like you get home safely for over 60 years. With top-quality tire brands, no hidden extras, and one low price. Jack Furrier has everything you need to stay in the game, like wheel alignments, batteries, brakes, air conditioning, service at prices that won't break the bank. Ask a neighbor or friend about Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's friendly service, or stop by, make an appointment online, or call ahead to the local's choice. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. It's just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
No big deal, but you've been earning Kohl's Cash for 20 years. That's 2 decades of checkout wins. To celebrate, enter our month-long sweepstakes for a chance to win $200 in Kohl's Cash. Plus, save on fall faves during the Customer Appreciation event now. Yep, 2 decades of Kohl's Cash is a big deal. Shop Kohl's and brag accordingly. Coupon ends September 21st. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Sweepstakes ends September 30th, 2025. No purchase necessary. 20 winners per day. Limit 1 prize per person for entire sweepstakes. See Kohls.com for official rules and details.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no, how bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
This is Andrew Bogish with a Sports Minute. The best hockey player in the world needs a new contract. As the Edmonton Oilers open training camp, still no extension for Connor McDavid, who's been able to sign one since July 1st. The assumption remains McDavid will stay put once he and the team agree on a shared vision of the future. But with every day that passes without an agreement, are we closer to a monumental move? I'm Andrew Bogish.
Sports fans, listen up. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and bladder leaks can be a side effect. That's why Depend is teaming up with the Prostate Cancer Foundation to encourage screening, because health is a long game and it's yours to win. Now, here's the cool part. Through November, Depend is contributing up to $300,000 to prostate cancer research by donating 25 cents for every purchase of Depend Shields, Guards, and Real Fit products. Void in Mississippi? Learn more at depend.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Arizona grad Rob Refsnyder did what he could to help us get a win on the run line with the Red Sox Wednesday night.
Here goes Refsnyder way down the line into the corner, and that is off the pole, a home run. Red Sox take the lead 2-1. Ref Snyder with number 9.
First home run that he has hit at Fenway Park since May. 9th of the season for Big Rob from the 2012 national champion Arizona Wildcats. How about this stat here? Rob, so today we've had a bunch of day games because it is Thursday, right? Bunch of day games in baseball. One of those was my Guardians knocking off the Detroit Tigers to complete a 3-game sweep. And the Guards, I'm very happy right now. If you remember when I went to Chicago, they were in the midst of a 10-game losing streak. And at one point, they were 15 and a half games out of first place. They have now gotten back to 3.5 games behind the Tigers.
Well, those two teams are on the opposite sides of the spectrum, right? Because Guardians are 9-1 in their last 10, and the Tigers are 3-7. I mean, that team had the best record in baseball for a minute there.
So today, Tarek Skubal, and that what makes it even better that the Guardians won today because Tarek Skubal, one of the best pitchers in the game, was on the mound. And he gave up a home run to Jose Ramirez on an 0-2 pitch. And Tarek Skubal has faced 3,000 batters in Major League Baseball. Ahead of today, he gave up a home run on an 0-2 pitch to John Kenzie Noel. Big Christmas. Hit the first home run to tie that game 1-1. He has only given up a home run on an 0-2 pitch to 2 other batters in his career. I mean, again, 0-2. You've heard the term 0-2 mistake. When a pitcher's got an 0-2 count, you're in the control position, and you just make a pitch that gets you killed. 0-2 mistakes. Tarek Skubal does not make a lot of 0-2 mistakes. 3,000 batters. Until today, only 2 had hit home runs against him. One of those 2? How about Rob Refsnyder? Rob Refsnyder. Your Rob Refsnyder, now one of 3 players who have ever hit an 0-2 home run in the major leagues off Tarek Skubal.
I remember one time hearing Greg Maddux talk about 0-2 counts and his philosophy behind it, because most pitchers will treat that as a throwaway. They'll treat that as a situation where they're trying to get a guy to chase something. But Maddux thought it the opposite. Like he was all about trying to get guys out in that position. So a pitcher not giving up any 0-2 home runs, DK, doesn't that tell you maybe that 0-2 pitch that he's throwing to hitters isn't something they potentially could hit out of the park?
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah.
You really do need to listen to Maddux talk baseball,
bro.
We need more players like Greg Maddux who can break it down like football. He breaks it down like football. When you listen to him, and I've heard that he basically called his own game. Like he would be out there he would do what he wanted to do, and to listen to him talk about how he dissected some of these hitters. I mean, it is fascinating. It's a fascinating listen if you've ever heard him talk.
Fallen down the YouTube hole a couple of times in listening to Greg Maddux describe particular at-bats from 20 years ago that he can recall exactly by memory based on every single pitch and what his thought process was at the time. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, what did he win? 14 consecutive Gold Gloves?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he was by far and away the best fielding pitcher of all time. But yeah, maybe the smartest. I mean, I don't know much about guys in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, DK, but I know in my lifetime, Greg Maddux was the smartest outthink you from the mound starting pitcher that I ever saw.
Good stuff there. All right, let's get you your BetMGM Network top plays for today.
I'm Chelsea Messenger, helping you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. Play of the day on was Dolphins' Devon Achane over 37.5 receiving yards. Achane is a running back, but he had the most receiving targets on the team last week and finished with 92 yards. Expect more short passes to the running back tonight on a short week in a game where the Dolphins are probably going to be playing from behind. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app. Please gamble responsibly.
Devon Achane, over 37.5 yards receiving tonight. Again, Dolphins, Bills is the game, and I've got a couple things for you on this one. I got that one for you. Devon Achen. But I've also got an anytime touchdown scorer for you in this game tonight. How about Dalton Kincaid of the Buffalo Bills? Dalton Kincaid, this is a big one here. I've not seen odds like this, and we haven't had a bet with odds like this in a long time. But Dalton Kincaid plus 250 to get an anytime touchdown tonight. Plus 250. So your $12.90 bet there is going to get you back over almost $30, over $32 if we can get Dalton Kincaid with an anytime touchdown in tonight's ball game.
I like the Dalton Kincaid one. The Achane one, I'm a little bit high or low on that one, just because this Bills defense is kind of a Jekyll and Hyde situation. They gave up 40 points in the win against the Baltimore Ravens, and then they knocked out the Jets starting quarterback and Justin Fields with a concussion, and then the Jets proceeded to do nothing after that. So is this a good Bills defense or a bad Bills defense? I'm still not sure yet. But nonetheless, I think considering the amount of checkdowns that we see out of the Dolphins offense, I think the Achane one is also a pretty good bet.
All right, so it is now 38.5. So it would be over 38.5. So we need Devon Achane to get at least 39 yards. That's at plus 105. So 2+ bets for you for tonight's Thursday night football game between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. Those are your BetMGM Network top plays.
So my question is, how many rushing touchdowns does Josh Allen have?
In his career or this year?
Every single time he touches the ball in the red zone, right? When I think of tight ends, I think in that, within 20 yards to the goal line, that's when you're really utilizing your tight ends. It's not so many 50-yard tight end touchdowns.
Right.
And with the Bills, it seems like Josh Allen calls his own number, especially within the 10. So that's maybe why a tight end for the Bills is looking at that kind of number for a touchdown.
Yeah. Could be for sure, man. I'd like to hit on that one.
Not to mention he's also getting lateral passes in the red zone from his receiver and still getting the touchdown. Josh Allen is an anytime touchdown threat anytime he's on the field.
We really need to get down this over because we lost even though Ref Snyder hit that home run last night, we did not get the Red Sox walked that game off in extra innings, only winning by 1 run. So we lost another bet. So we are now over $215 in the hole. So we need a big win with Dalton Kincaid tonight. All right, DK on the sports tip. Much more coming up for you 4 o'clock hour. We'll get your Panthers report ahead of the game coming up this weekend. In fact, we might hear from T-Mac or Bijan, one of those two. We've got them both. We'll get those to you in the 4 o'clock hour as well. Dragon Ball is here. Everything happening in sports in Southern Arizona and around the world.
Well, if you listened in yesterday, we had the University of Arizona Men's Basketball Media Day where we talked to all sorts of the newcomers and returning faces for this year's Arizona Wildcats men's basketball squad. But they also spoke in the media junket and talked about the usual things and more unusual things, including how the team's game nights have evolved from just simple games of Uno.
You mean like actually getting together? Yeah. So Addison Arnold, he's big into games. So he's introduced Clue to us. It's kind of like a detective, whodunit kind of game. And then there's another game, Mafia, which is more interactive. You have a set of people that are good, set of people that are bad, and basically it's the bad people are trying to survive, the good people are trying to find out who the bad people are. So, cool stuff like that. And, when you interact like that, you get to learn about who people are and, stuff that, you might not have known without those sort of, close interactions and environments.
Making me feel old there, Toby, when you're just experiencing Clue for the first time. Now, again, the Red and Blue Showcase is set for McHale on October 3rd, so be sure to get your tickets before they all run out. And another former Arizona Wildcat is getting into the NFL. Defensive lineman Keon Barnes has officially signed with the practice squad of the Arizona Cardinals.
Right.
This officially happens after the Buccaneers poach Elijah Simmons from the team's practice squad on Wednesday. Barnes joins the Cardinals after a productive stint in the UFL for the Arlington Renegades. And it will be the end of an era of Dodgers pitching as star left-hander and future Hall of Famer Clayton Kershaw announced that he will be retiring following the 2025 season. Now, spending all 18 years in L.A., Kershaw ranks second in franchise history in wins behind Don Sutton and was the 20th pitcher in baseball history to amass 3,000 strikeouts and have the lowest ERA of any pitcher in the live ball era since 1920. Kershaw will be eligible for Cooperstown likely in 2031. And I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Touchdown, Arizona.
With press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play, we bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions that are reported at Oracle and McGee and Oracle. Collision at Swan and Broadway Boulevard in Swan. West of that collision was an earlier major collision that occurred at Country Club and Broadway. That intersection is blocked. Travel being diverted around the intersection of Broadway and Country Club. There's a 40% chance of rain into the overnights. Tomorrow, 93 with also a chance of rain. 96 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 11/1. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
This is Ron. I'm the president of Alaskan AC. Our main job is keeping you comfortable. And we hope that puts a smile on your face. But we recently met someone we just made smile just by being on the radio.
I giggle every time I hear you guys come on. My daughter laughs at me because I can hear the jingle start and I immediately turn the volume up.
That's our new friend, Charisse. Not a customer, just somebody who needed a laugh, and we just happened by.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. I fell into a very dark depression. You guys make me so happy, so I can't say thank you enough. I really, truly can't.
That's awesome. No matter how we made you happy, we just want to say thanks. You're the reason we've been keeping Arizona chill since 1972.
The Grizz cracks me up, and I've actually repeated it to people because some of them don't know who you guys are. Mm-hmm. So I have to say, oh, you have to listen to them. They're so funny.
Reach out anytime at AlaskanAC.com.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
My hero!
To advertise up to 40% off at Tobacco Barn, paying no city or state sales tax, and saving up to $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com, I'm going to jump from this airplane at 30,000 feet.
I hope he's careful.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products. You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation.
Wait, where's the ripcord?
And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Oh no, he forgot his parachute.
I did it!
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco!
Captain, you seem a little shorter.
I prefer vertically challenged, my dear.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Or did everyone else get taller?
Oh, brother. If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Super Sale and get 40% off paints and stains September 19th through the 24th. With prices starting at $29.39, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Tucson. Why do drivers choose Oral Ford? Because nothing beats the Oral Ford Advantage. Here's how it works. Lowest tax rate in Arizona. No tricky dealer add-ons. The largest new Ford inventory in Tucson. And no gimmicks. When I say $6K off MSRP on Broncos, that means all Broncos, not just select models. I will meet or beat any out-the-door price or pay you $500 in cash. I'm Alex Medina, and I'm fired up to bring you the Oral Ford Advantage. Drive a little, save a lot at Oral Ford.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Final half hour of our show for today and for the week. DK on the sports tip. Final chance for you to get in. 520-848-1290. Well, we got 2 segments to go, but it'll be a quick half hour as we get you down to NFL Monday, NFL Thursday night football. Thursday night football, the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins live from Orchard Park, New York.
I did look it up. 67 rushing touchdowns.
For Josh
and he's
Allen.
29 years old. He's second all-time DK. He's only 8 back from Cam Newton.
Wow. 8, so Cam at 75.
75 for Cam, 67 currently for Josh Allen.
That's
rushing
crazy.
Quarterback touchdowns.
That is absolutely. And I remember one of them for Cam. I think it was when he made his comeback a few years ago and scored one here at State Farm
I'm
Stadium
old enough
against
to
the
remember when
Cardinals.
Steve Young's 43 was 3 times as much as the second quarterback because Jalen Hurts is third, guys. Jalen Hurts has more than Steve Young now. Steve Young's 4th.
Speaking of running quarterbacks, we never got into this. Well, really, it just kind of came out a couple of days ago. But the whole thing with Kyler and his dog, Kyler posted a picture of himself he's got a pit bull with his pit bull, and he's wearing a Michael Vick jersey
from Virginia Tech.
Yeah, from Virginia Tech, not from the Falcons or his pro career, but Virginia Tech. And, I saw that picture, and I was like, oh, boy, here we go. This is going to trigger a lot of people, and it certainly did, and Kyler eventually took it down, and I believe he did talk about it either today or yesterday over at Cardinals camp, but you might just want to be a little bit more mindful of those types of situations.
You think the fact that he was 9 years old when that took place has anything to do with that?
It could. It could.
He's 28, and that was in 2007.
He probably wasn't even like that wasn't on his lexicon of things probably when he was coming up.
Right.
Yeah.
This is not me making excuses.
No.
Just because that's a terrible, terrible look. I mean,
Yeah.
it's never a good idea to make that reference. And obviously it was a very dark period in NFL history.
Mm-hmm.
So the pit bull next to the Virginia Tech jersey, not a good idea.
No, not at all. All right, speaking of football, though, we've got Cardinals-Panthers coming up this Sunday right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. It is going to be the reunion for our 2 South Point Catholic NFL stars, Lathan Ransom on the Panthers defense, Bijan Robinson on the Atlanta Falcons offense. We'll hear from Bijan and read you some of what Lathan Ransom had to say this week about the meeting coming up. Let's get you your Cardinals report, though, for today.
The Panthers will call on their incredible depth at offensive line this week as they'll be without 2 starters moving forward. I'm Sharon Thorslin with the Panthers update after this.
Get ready for game day at Bullseye Event Group's Panthers VIP Tailgate. The VIP Tailgate is 3 hours prior to kickoff before every Panthers home game on the south lawn of Bank of America Stadium in an indoor-outdoor climate control pavilion. Bullseye Event Group's Panthers VIP Tailgate is open to all ages, features inclusive food by Food Network chef Aaron May, and a premium all-inclusive bar for 3 hours. Get your Panthers VIP Tailgate tickets today at bullseyeeventgroup.com.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. Join me and Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner in Chicago when the Bears host the Minnesota Vikings. It's an NFC North battle from Soldier Field. Vikings, Bears on Monday Night Football.
And you can hear all the action beginning at 4 p.m. right here on Freedom 1400.
The Panthers lost a pair of key starters to injury last week as center Austin Corbett and Pro Bowl guard Robert Hunt both went down in the loss to the Cardinals. Both will be out for the foreseeable future, but Coach Dave Canales said there is a chance both could return before the end of the season. In the meantime, it's next man up, and if any team is prepared for this, it's the Panthers. They brought back not only their entire starting 5 on the line, but also 4 key backups this offseason. And Canales says that move is paying off.
That group, just the way that they work together, the way that they, the camaraderie they have, they kind of, they're the, by number and by size, the biggest group that we have on the team, and they just have a lot of personality, and it was a really cool thing to be able to bring all those guys back.
Cade Mays will start now at center with Chandler Zavala at guard. Both have plenty of experience with 24 combined starts in their careers. Fellow guard Damian Lewis is confident there'll be no drop-off.
Well, that was some tough losses, So, we got the next man mentality up right now. I'm confident in Cade and Tan, getting out there and doing the job. We coach up for that, so, the next man in line.
Lewis and the Panthers play their home opener on Sunday when they welcome NFC South foe Atlanta to Bank of America Stadium. I'm Sharon Thorson on the Panthers Radio Network.
All right, so pregame starts at 9 a.m., kickoff at 10 a.m. Panthers and Falcons. I believe I said the Cardinals report at the top of that, but it's, of course, the Panthers report. It'll be, again, the reunion of Bijan Robinson and Lathan Ransom. And I want to read you, there was an article written in the Charlotte Observer by a guy we had on, Alex Zetlow, a few weeks ago. He had a chance to talk to Lathan about this meeting with his high school teammate. And among the things that Lathan said, he talked about how he and Bijan and some of their other teammates would be out on the field before school even started over at South Point Catholic, just running routes and doing one-on-ones and that type of thing. And Lathan this week said, I just think the way that we competed at practice is something that I'll never forget, and I'll never take it for granted, the way that we pushed each other and competed and found ways to keep making each other better.
I mean, it's funny because I think unless you're 5'2", 120 pounds, every high school football player dreams of playing in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And you got 2 guys how many conversations did they have at South Point, DK?
Yeah.
One day, they're watching, they go over to their buddy's house on weekends. They're watching NFL games. And here they are. They're going to suit up across from each other in the helmets. They're going to make eye contact and just have that moment of, yeah, we made it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really, really a cool story to see that these two are going to get this opportunity. In terms of how Ransom and his teammates from the Panthers will try to stop Bijan, he said it always comes down to running and tackling, of corralling his old high school teammate. That's what we're going to have to do, run, tackle. When the first guy comes, the other guys are going to have to fly around, help get him to the ground. Lathan Ransom, Bijan Robinson. Bijan this week talked about, obviously, one of the things I always remember about Bijan was he talked about, how he idolized Reggie Bush growing up. And that was the guy he wanted to be. Now there are kids that idolize Bijan Robinson. And he talked this week about how he feels about that he's that guy now that kids look up to.
That is so awesome. Like, that's why I do this. I do it obviously for God, but for those kids that are watching me and that are saying like, man, like I'm trying to be like you, I'm like, I'm gonna try to continue to be a good example for you and trying to do everything right on the field, so you can try to take that and do it for yourself, and then try to do everything right off the field too. So like I could be a leader by example for them off the field, just as well as on the field.
A lot of people comparing Bijan Robinson to the likes of Saquon Barkley, and just kind of the way that the two play the game. Barkley, even himself, apparently this summer, said there's nobody who's able to cut like Bijan in the NFL. There's not. You can argue with your mom about that. I'm going to be honest, and trust me, I love myself, and I think I have great cuts. It's going to get scary for a lot of people as he continues to figure it out. And we've already seen he's starting to figure it out. Big win by the Falcons on the road last Sunday night against the Minnesota Vikings. Bijan on who he watches, the guys in the NFL that he watches right now.
No, I actually I pull up the YouTube clip, and it's a different highlight. It's either Barry Sanders or LT, one of my favorite running backs. But I'm just sitting in there while I'm getting an IV, the water IV. I'm just watching the highlights, and they're all watching it. I mean, that's just what I do. I did it ever since I was in high school. And I guess it's just like a reminder. I get to take pieces of their game, and I just try to put it in my mind. And then when I go out there for warm-ups, I'm trying to mimic what I see, and then it just gets me going. But yeah, that's something that I've always done.
Barry Sanders, LaDainian Tomlinson, that's two pretty good guys to be watching.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have some crazy hips to mimic Barry Sanders.
Oh, yeah,
that's not a thing that most people can do. But, yeah, I mean, every time I watch Bijan, I think he improves every time I see him. And that's all you can really ask for, because he was a star in high school, obviously a star at Texas. But he wasn't he the highest drafted running back in a minute when he was drafted a couple years? Yeah. First top 10 in a minute. So, I mean, everybody knew, but it's not the running back era.
No.
We all know it's a quarterback slot era. But Bijan is just such a willing learner in that every time I see him Dragon Ball, he's added a new piece, a new wrinkle, and just is more confident every time he steps on the field.
He is one of these guys that's going to be in that conversation among the ranks of, say, a Marshall Faulk or a Thurman Thomas, of just guys that can line up wide, line up in slot, line up in the backfield, line up in a single back, shotgun, I formation. He can be in between the tackles, outside. He can pass catch, or he can catch passes. He can go ahead, and also he's developing a little bit as a pass blocker, which was something that a lot of people had assumptions that, this is going to be the thing that kind of hurts him on certain situations, where if he's not a good pass blocker, you can't even leave him in there for a chance at maybe trying to trick the defense and leaving a linebacker playing close to the line. In the end, he's becoming the thing that every GM wants to get out of the running back, which is, I can just play. We can just play with him wherever we want to put him, and he's going to make a dynamic impact on the game regardless of where that happens to be.
All right, last week we had the return to the desert for Lathan Ransom and Tetsuo McMillan, and this Sunday we've got the square off of South Point Catholic. Lathan Ransom and Bijan Robinson, two Tucson-bred NFL players on the same field together. Falcons, Panthers, you'll hear it right here, 10 a.m. kickoff on Wildcats Radio 1290. Pre-game coverage begins at 9. We'll hear from T-Mac coming up before we get out of here today. Right now, though, we've got the fourth member of our show. Her name is Cricket. She is back with more of what is happening this weekend. Woo!
Everyone's so excited.
I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I mean, this is the second straight year in September we've had 2 weekends off in a row. I've got my dance card is starting to fill up, though. I'm actually, believe this or not, I got Friday night off. I'm actually going to go watch high school football.
Really?
Because I've got a couple of buddies. I got a new buddy of mine, and he's like, I want to go to a high school game. You go all the time. I want to go to a high school game. So we're going to go up and watch CDO and Marana tomorrow night.
All right.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Going over to David's alma mater. Dragon Ball.
Go, yeah.
I don't think he's going to be there, though.
No, probably not.
What else is happening?
Well, I'm going on around town tomorrow through the day. It's $5 Fridays at Tucson Botanical Gardens. So $5 admission at the Botanical Gardens. If you want to dance after the high school party tomorrow or the high school football game tomorrow, tomorrow night, Gimme Gimme Disco at the Rock. It is an ABBA. Do you say ABBA or ABBA?
I say ABBA.
Oh, okay, we both say it. Wow, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's an ABBA dance party
ABBA.
at the Rock tomorrow.
Pella
Starts
Larson's
at 9.
favorite band.
Yeah. Pella loved ABBA. Yeah.
He has to.
Yes.
Swedish.
Sweden.
This is true. There's haunted hotel tours taking place Wednesdays and Sundays through the end of October at Hotel Congress, and also some fun on a Saturday night. That live rock and roll from the dirt. You've got that brat eating contest and a Stein hoisting contest at Union Public House for Rocktoberfest Saturday night. More details, wildcatsradio1290.com.
I've never been to this Rocktoberfest because I'm never off, really. I've never been. Have either of you been to this Rocktoberfest? Is it kind of a cool
It's
deal?
cool. I like the dirt. I think they're fun. I think Shannon, our
this is a
coworker.
oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think she's going to be like kind of co-hosting or emceeing it a little bit on Saturday night. Yeah.
Oh, man. If Shannon's co-hosting, then we definitely got to go.
It's always a part. She makes everything fun for everyone.
She does.
Yeah.
For sure. But she can get rid of that Braves jersey she was wearing today.
I figured you'd have something to say about that. I told her she looked
Atlanta
cute.
Braves. Yeah, she looked cute in it, yeah.
It's like, you're
Her
cute.
Morgan Wallen Atlanta Braves jersey. Oh, don't forget,
That's
by
funny.
the way, I keep forgetting to announce this. We are giving away $5K a day.
No,
$5K a day. Yeah, we've got a sweet deal tomorrow, but that's not even the
Doesn't
best
touch
of
it.
That doesn't the best of it. $5K a day. Listen to the keyword. We'll announce. Well, next week we'll start announcing the keywords during the show for that segment of the day as well. But $5K a day. This is a national contest, so it's not just here in Tucson. National contest, but you've got a chance to win $1,000 at any one of 5 times during the day. So
That's
listen
why
now.
my weekend woo is maybe less than enthusiastic because I'll be here for 10 hours tomorrow doing day partying for that. So the
Really?
weekend hasn't started for us yet today on Thursday.
Oh, lucky you. That sounds like a lot of work.
There you go.
No, I'm happy to do it.
There we go. All right, Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
And from the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather together. That earlier closure, Broadway and Country Club, that intersection has reopened at Country Club and Broadway. Collisions that are reported Kinney Road and Bop Road Speedway east of Main Avenue with some eastbound slowing. Oracle and McGee, also Swan and Broadway, had an earlier crash on westbound I-10 near Country Club. Collision been pushed off on the side of the road, but still some slowing on westbound I-10 between Valencia and Irvington Palo Verde. So they say there's a 40% chance of rain tonight and into the overnights. Tomorrow, 93, also with a chance of rain, and 96 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Whether you're new to Arizona or you've been driving here for decades, we all share the same roads and the same extreme driving conditions like extreme Arizona heat, extremely large potholes, some extremely flooded roads, and there's always extremely distracted drivers, pedestrians, and that guy who drives a scooter backwards into oncoming traffic. You're driving in the world's largest video game, stopping, starting, turning, heating up, and cooling down. And that's just your afternoon commute. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's 14 award-winning locations have been helping drivers just like you get home safely for over 60 years. With top-quality tire brands, no hidden extras, and one low price. Jack Furrier has everything you need to stay in the game, like wheel alignments, batteries, brakes, air conditioning, service at prices that won't break the bank. Ask a neighbor or friend about Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's friendly service, or stop by, make an appointment online, or call ahead to the local's choice. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
So hot. Hi, can I help you?
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought. This AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Hey, it's DK on the Sports Tip. Don't miss a minute of the best Arizona Wildcats coverage in town. Tell your Alexa device to play Wildcats Radio 1290. This is your home of Arizona football, men's basketball, and baseball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
I'm Bridget Condon with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Jets quarterback Justin Fields has been ruled out for Sunday's game against the Buccaneers as he remains in the concussion protocol. According to head coach Aaron Glenn, Tyrod Taylor is set to start. Meantime, Baker Mayfield's injuries from Monday night's win over Houston did not require any scans or MRIs, and he's expected to be good to go against the 0-2 Jets, according to NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport. Mayfield, listed with foot and toe injuries, was a full participant in Wednesday's practice. Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels missed practice Wednesday with a knee injury. Head coach Dan Quinn said Daniels will need to practice this week to have a chance to play Sunday against the Raiders, adding the team will provide an update after Friday's session. And the Chargers have placed edge rusher Khalil Mack on injured reserve after he dislocated his elbow in Monday night's win over the Raiders. The injury is not expected to be season-ending. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
I'm Scott Hansen, host of NFL Red Zone. Lowe's knows Sundays hit different when you earn them. We've got you covered with outdoor power equipment from Cobalt and everything you need to weatherproof your deck with Trex Decking. Plus, with lawn care from Scott's and, of course, Pit Boss grills and accessories, you can get a home field advantage all season long. So get to Lowe's, get it done, and earn your Sunday. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Tetro McMillan has played 2 games in the National Football League.
Second down and 8. 4-man rush. Young in the pocket. Steps up. Fires over the middle. He's got McMillan. 45 of Arizona. Off to the races. Downfield. Inside the 35. Inside the 30. And finally brought down at the 22-yard line of Arizona. Biggest reception of Tetro McMillan's young career.
His 11 catches for 68 yards. Right now, his 11 catches for 168 yards. That 168-yard mark, that's 8th most right now in the National Football League. Let's hear from T-Mac on his first 2 weeks in the National Football League.
The coverage, they adjusted. What was different? Because you were getting the ball a lot before that.
Yeah, I think, I started off hot early in the game, so, it gave opportunities for other people on the team, for other people to, our playmakers to make plays, and, I just kind of opened up the offense, and, at the end of the day, that's my goal. That's my job, to make sure that we finish drives and score points.
You noticed that you're developing, you were working on chemistry with Bryce all through the preseason and everything. Does it feel like you guys have to? Because, it looked just like a game of pitch and catch out there at times.
Oh, yeah, man. It was only just a matter of time. It's all about reps and practice, and, we've been going at it for a couple months now. So, there's always room for improvement. So we just stacking days and getting better every single day.
And moving forward with this week in Atlanta, facing Atlanta, you get to do it here. That's your home debut. Have you thought about that at all, or are you just concentrating on the ball right now?
Yeah, I'm just focused on Atlanta right now. Whether it's home or whether we played home or away, fortunately enough for us, and we play first home game and home opener, so that's gonna be a good one. But all I care about right now is going out there and getting a W.
People have said, your teammates and others, that you kind of make it look effortless, catching the ball, and which you always have, I guess. Are you surprised at how smooth the transition has been for you at this early success?
No, not really. I think, my teammates and my coaches, and I've dedicated my life to this game, and I was fortunate enough to have so many good people around me that make me so good at this, make me ready for this level. And I got to give credit to, it takes more than just me to play this game. So 10 other people on offense is involved in my production. So shout out to them, and I wouldn't be able to be here without them.
Xavier's obviously struggled the first couple of games. What have you seen out of him, and how does that impact you when he's not making catches?
Oh, man, I'm not worried about him at all. I know that come Sunday he's going to show up. And, main thing for me, and, I see it in him, is his confidence. He's a confident dude, and he's staying confident regardless of the outcome, regardless of, whatever's going on. And we all preach about, the ball will find you. And I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to come out on Sunday and make a play and, be the reason why this team is doing so good. So looking forward to see what the future holds for him for sure.
You talked about at length during the preseason how the DBs here were working you over and giving you that baptism by fire. Are you seeing some of that paying off? With the way you played Sunday against Arizona, even the opener as well. Are you seeing kind of the fruits of that labor?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I give the DB room credit every single day, man. They're a big reason of why I've been so successful, why I've been so pretty solid these first couple weeks, and man, I already know that they're going to continue to make me better every single day, and hopefully I can do the same for them.
Atlanta's DBs, and what do you see from those guys as you're prepping for them?
Things that we already know. They got a pretty good secondary back there. Guys that chase the ball around. Tough guys, gritty guys. But, I feel like I'm gonna say it again like I did last week. I feel like our secondary is better than theirs. So just trying to get it every single day and try to get ready for Sunday.
All right, Tetro McMillan there. T-Mac, again, Falcons and Panthers right here. Wildcats Radio 1290 on Sunday. Lathan versus Bijan. T-Mac trying to continue to do what he's doing at wide receiver. 9 a.m. pregame, 10 a.m. kickoff. You can hear all of the action. All right, before we get out of here, guys, we've got the entirety of the non-conference basketball schedule for the Arizona men's basketball team. Finally, we got 2 exhibition games, which will be coming up in October on the 18th. That'll be a Saturday because that's a football Saturday as well. So we're going to have basketball and football playing on October the 18th. I'm not sure where we are and who we play on football off the top of my head. I think that might be a road game, though. And then, so St. Mary's on the 18th, Embry-Riddle on the 27th, opener on the 3rd in Vegas against Florida. Home games early against Utah Tech on November the 7th. Northern Arizona, the Lumberjacks will come down on the 11th. Home games against Denver on November the 24th and against Norfolk State That'll be to be determined. So that I think the Wildcat Classic, so that'll probably be in that same time frame there. Auburn here on December the 6th. How about that? Auburn. That's a new one, right? We know they were playing Auburn.
We had anything there, no.
Yeah. Abilene Christian on the 16th. Bethune-Cookman, HBCU on the 22nd. South Dakota State on the 29th. So we'll have a week off between during that Christmas break. That's I always look for what the days are there, because I like, if I want to go travel somewhere, how many days do I have to do that?
18th is at Houston Cougars, and my biggest takeaway is NAU, UCLA, UConn. I mean, come on, 3 of the best basketball programs of all time, right in a row.
There you go.
Northern Arizona. Hey,
UCLA.
if anything, it's for Coach Murphy to see some old faces, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. former head coach up there with Northern Arizona. So we'll dive into that some more on Monday, the scheduling, what you like on that as well. That should be a whole lot of fun. All right, that's going to wrap up our show for today. I'd like to thank Ann Schatz for joining us and talking some Phoenix Mercury with us. Don't forget, we will be off tomorrow. No show tomorrow, so enjoy Infinity Sports Network, JR Sport Brief. No game this weekend in terms of football for Arizona Wildcats, but we will have NFL football tonight. We will have Carolina Panthers for you on Sunday morning, and then, of course, Sunday night football on Sunday night. For Dragon Ball, for J-Dub, for Cricket, my name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Coming up next, the National Football League, Thursday night football, Miami Dolphins, Buffalo Bills, right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Have a great weekend, everybody.
The following is a presentation of Westwood One Sports. If it's the NFL, it's on Westwood One.
Here's the snap. Allen back, fires left side. Cooper makes a one-handed catch, pitches it back to Allen. Allen racing, dive to the left pylon.